Good afternoon, everyone. Just thought I would pop in and say hello to the community, your victorious my victorious living community. Kind of distracted a little bit. I got Mr. Benji in my lap. And I wanted to pop in and just say hello. How are you guys doing today? And I wanted to just talk a little bit about living with expectancy. So, you know how you put something out there and you say that you really want to do something and you may not know how. You may not know how it's gonna, come about. You may not know all the steps, but you just know that it's something that you want to do. Well, when you live with expectancy, you live knowing that that thing that you say you want to do is really going to happen. You believe it, right? You have a heart for it. And here's the key. You get an action to make sure that it's going to happen. Even with not knowing what to do, you get an action with the thing that you know to do. You may know how to take one or two steps, and it may require 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 different steps, but you know how to take the first 2 steps. If you get an action and take those 2 steps, I promise you the universe will work with you, God, right? Whatever you want to call it. I'm a believer, of course, but whatever you want to call it. But I say the universe because that is God. God is everything. You can't make him less than or put him in a box and say that he's only this one thing or he can only be called this one thing, right? So anyway, when you get in action, hi Trini, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. When you get in action, and hi Miss Lady, good to see you. When you get in action, things happen. Let me just tell you what happened. And I won't tell you all of it because some pieces of it is still in the works and is going to be absolutely amazing and definitely going to be life-changing for not only me, but a lot of other people as well. So one of the things that I've been wanting to do for probably the last 5 years is a conference. And when I want to do my conference, I want it to be something, that's my granddaughter, something that, thank you, dear, that is small enough to be intimate, right? You guys see her little cute onesie, bunny suit. She keeps it on because she says that I keep the house really cold, which I do because I'm at that point where I have my own summers, so the house has to stay cool. But anyway, I wanted the event to be small, where it can be intimate. So I'm thinking 50, 75 women is what I really want to work with and have at my conference. So anyway, back in, I think it was March of this year, when I was attending another conference, a dear business friend, actually she was my coach at once too, and still my coach, I still call her my coach, but I was attending her conference back in March, and there were several people at the conference that I know that are from Nashville, and so we kind of talked as we were there at the conference, and all of them were like, you should do a conference, right? And so I'm saying to them, well, why is it that I have to do the conference? Why can't you guys do the conference? Or we get together and do the conference. But everybody was like, you too, you should do it. So knowing that that was something that was deep in my heart anyway, that I really wanted to do anyway, so I was like, okay, fine, I'll do it. And I just kind of threw out, the time frame of November. I'll do it in November of this year. And I've had that in the back of my mind, right, kind of playing with it, toying with it a little bit. And then let me just show you how things align themselves to help you do the thing that is burning in your heart, right? And if you're not aware, if you're not really paying attention to what's going on around you, you will miss a lot of the opportunities. So here's what happened. So this, started happening back in March. We started talking about me doing this conference, and I kind of kept it on the back burner. One of the things I knew I wanted to do also was my retreat. Well, as you guys know, I launched the retreat. It filled up in less than 2 weeks, and right, we're all set for that. That's going to happen in March. But after the retreat, I said, okay, once I got the retreat all done and it's all, filled with people, and now I can focus on this conference for November. Well, I didn't really jump in and start planning anything. It's just been in the back of my mind and in my heart that I know I want to do it. So I was invited to speak at a networking event or a networking meeting back in June. And I spoke at the networking meeting, and I met a young lady there who is the, I think she's a sales director at one of the new Marriott courtyards here. And nice young lady, right? And so when I met her, I was like, oh, I need to talk to you because I am thinking of having an event. And, I've been looking for a venue. Now, when I say I've been looking for a venue, I wasn't really actively looking. I did have one of my colleagues was looking for me, but we were just kind of like, okay, let's just check it out, see what's out there. Not serious about really just, buckling down and saying, okay, I'm going to plan this. So anyway, I met this young lady, and she is a dual sales manager at both a Courtyard Marriott and a Residence Inn. And so I said, okay. So I met with her yesterday because I went to the hotel to view the hotel, look at the meeting space. We talked about pricing. We talked about, the use of the room and how the catering would work and everything. I mean, we got into details, right? I took my granddaughter. She was my little assistant taking notes, and everything for me. And so we're planning. Hi, Dorothy. We're planning this event, really. And and while I was planning it with her, it was like it started to feel real. It really started to feel real, like, oh, this could really happen, right? And so we go on, I get all my information. I come home with, the folder that's, telling me about all the benefits and stuff that I get, when I rent the room. And so we go through all of that, and I get home, and probably a couple of hours after I'm home, I get a very important phone call. And it's from someone who is, she's my mentor, and I'm working with her and someone else. I won't say too much because if I say a lot, you guys will know. But anyway, I get this phone call, and this person is saying to me, we met face to face this month, and we had said that we would connect and possibly do some things together. Well, this person calls me and says, hey, what are you doing? What are you working on? So I tell her, what I'm working on. I'm talking about the conference and everything and what I want to do, and that I just looked at the hotel. And she's like, oh, great. Well, let me check my calendar and see when I'm available. And so my heart just like drops because I wasn't expecting this person to be a part of my conference. I deep in my heart wanted her to be and was hoping, but I hadn't asked and wasn't expecting it. But the call came right after I got home from looking at the venue and talking about planning this event. Things began to align themselves. Things began to present themselves to me. And I didn't even have to really do a whole lot for the call to come in and for it to present itself. I mean, and it was funny because when the phone rang and I answered the phone and I got this recorded message that said call from, and it said her name. And so I'm thinking, oh, this is a recorded call. You know how they have those recorded calls to call and give you a word of motivation or something. And so I'm thinking it's a recorded call, and she gets on the line and it's really her. And so I'm like, oh, is this really you? And she's like, yeah, this is really me, And so I wanted to just talk to you about living in expectancy, right? So many times we say that we want something, we desire to do something, we have a dream or a goal to do something, but we don't really live in expectancy of it. So there's two things that has to happen for you to live in expectancy. Number one is you have to believe that it's possible for you, right? And with that belief, you have to walk it out every day. And so part of the belief in walking it out is taking action. You guys have heard me say this many, many times. Action is the key. Action is the cure for fear. Action is the cure for doubt. Action is the cure for low self-esteem, for low confidence, for all of the stuff that holds you back. The cure for it is action, right? So not only do you have to believe, but you have to get in action. So I realized that the moment I really got in action, I mean, not just play around with, I want to do this conference, but when I really got in action and stepped out and said, hey, let me go look at the hotel. Let me talk numbers. Let me talk about securing a date and putting a date on their books that says, yes, this is when I'm going to do it. Then that's when things start to align themselves to help me do it. Do you get that? If you get that, put in the chat box, I get that. Right? It's when you start taking action, when you start moving on the thing that you say you want, That's when the universe, God, begins to align things to help you bring that to pass. That's when everything starts to flow in your direction in order for you to make it a reality. Because the truth is this, it is meant to be a reality for you. Did you hear that? It's meant to be a reality for you. The desires of your heart is meant to be a reality for you. But they can't happen if you're not in action. They can't happen if you're just sitting back waiting for them to happen. You've got to take some action towards them so that they can then come along and join you and help you really bring it to a reality. So I was just like blown away yesterday, and I'm still like kind of floating on cloud 13, at the thought of this particular person being a part of my conference and being able to really, help me bring this to a reality. So I just say to you, live in expectancy, live with expectancy. Expect good things to happen for you. Expect the desires of your heart to become a reality, because they will. And if you believe and take action, I promise you they will. They cannot come to reality. I mean, it can't not happen for you. You know what I'm saying? It's impossible for it not to happen for you. So I want you to make sure that you get in action, live with expectancy, and get in action. That's my word for you today. All right. So you're going to hear, more about the conference and more information as things go on. But I'm not putting anything out there yet. Not yet. But it's coming, right? But you guys do know that I mentioned that I'm starting a mastermind starting August 1st. And that information will be out tomorrow. So you can look for the information here in the group, or if you're connected with me on my business page, Valerie Priestley, you'll find it there as well. You can look for that information. And I'm only accepting 8 women in this mastermind, 8 serious women who are ready to move forward with a goal that you've been stuck on. You want to do it, but you think you don't know enough. You think you don't have enough. Whatever that reason is, I almost said excuse, but whatever that reason is that you believe is holding you back, right? I'm looking for those 8 women who really, really want to move forward with that goal and make it a reality, right? The thing about a mastermind is when you get like-minded people together who have different skill sets and different areas of expertise, it helps you to really step into that area of uncomfortableness that most of us run away from. But we don't realize that when you're feeling uncomfortable, that's when you're growing. And so a mastermind helps you to really step into that and gives you the courage, gives you the support, the encouragement, the inspiration, the motivation, and the ability to have accountability to keep you moving forward. That's what a mastermind does for you, right? So that'll be coming out tomorrow. And again, I'm only accepting 8 women. And we're going to rock this thing out because, we're already we're at the end of the 7th month of the year. And so we're about to bring this year to a close. And I know that a lot of you are, just like me, you have some goals that are still on your list that you want to complete. And there's one that you're so afraid of that you just keep giving excuses as to why you can't do it. Well, it's time to stop being afraid of it. And so when you get joined together with a mastermind, we help to eliminate the fear, right? So that you can move forward and do what you really need to do to make this thing happen. It's possible for you. That's all I want to let you know. It's possible for you. Okay. And I want to help you do that. So stay tuned. And guys, you also know I'm doing a Facebook Live challenge. So I'll be doing Facebook Lives every day for the next, I think we're on day 2. No, we're on day 3 now. So I have, So stay tuned and make sure that you connect with me, and you'll hear live from me every day. But I just had to let you know about the exciting things that are getting ready to happen and how grateful I am for it too. So live with expectancy. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.